So, good evening and welcome to our Wednesday Creative Living series. In this gathering, we embrace the principles of empowered living and spiritual truth and the infinite possibilities for each of us that's available for everyone. This power is within, this greatness is within, and we have access to it and we can use it. Tonight's lesson, seeing, believing, and becoming, it's about the power of seeing, not just with our eyes or physical eyes, but with the eyes of our mind and spirit. We want to talk about seeing, believing, and becoming. Who are you becoming? True seeing goes far beyond what is visible. It is the ability to perceive possibilities, to envision the future that has not yet arrived, and to recognize the unseen power shaping our reality. There's so much more than what we see with our eyes. This kind of vision does not rely on sight, but on perception, faith, and intuition, which are the eyes of the mind and spirit. Our physical eyes allow us to navigate the world, but they only show us what is presently in front of us. They do not show us what is possible. And just like a caterpillar crawling on a branch sees only its immediate environment, the leaves, the twigs, and the limits of where it can crawl, it has no awareness of the wings it will soon develop or the sky it will one day soar through. If it judged its potential by what its physical eyes perceived, it would never believe flight was possible. Yet, transformation is already within it, waiting to unfold. Inner vision sees beyond limitations and perceive what could be. In one way or the other, we may have limited ourselves because of the things we see before us. And we set our targets because of what is before us. But there's so much more that can happen when we begin to see from that place of connection. Recall the line in the scripture that says, where there is no vision, the people perish. So vision is the blueprint for life. Again, what are you seeing? Just as an architect needs a blueprint to construct a building, we need a clear vision to build our lives. Without a vision, life lacks direction, leading to stagnation or chaos. And throughout history, visionaries have shaped the course of humanity by seeing possibilities that others overlooked. Whether it was the case of the Wright brothers imagining human flight, or Dr. Martin Luther envisioning a world of equality, or an individual seeing themselves rise above challenges to create a better life, vision has always been the first step toward transformation. What are you seeing? From what angle are you viewing life? Yet many of us have been conditioned to only see what is currently present rather than what is possible. Sometimes what is present, it's not a reflection of what is possible or what could be. What is possible is first seen through the vision of the inner eye. Again, are you judging yourself, your tomorrow, from what you're seeing today? Perhaps when we do that, we limit ourselves. We look at our circumstances and believe that they dictate our future. But the truth is, what we see with our physical eyes is only a fraction of what is possible. When we shift to our inner sight, our perception, our belief, and expectation, what we're doing is we shift the entire trajectory of our lives. Tonight, we step into the power of seeing beyond, seeing within, and seeing through the lens of divine possibility. All things are possible if you believe. So when we truly see, we recognize that everything in life is created twice. First in the mind, then in the physical world. Our inner vision shapes our outer reality, and by expanding our perception, we open the door to limitless potential. So we want to consider some examples. A sculptor first sees the masterpiece within the stone before they carve it. A musician hears the melody in their heart before it is played. Again, an entrepreneur sees the business flourishing before the first customer arrives. What are you seeing? Are you directed by what is before you? Which again is not a reflection of what could be. Recall that Jesus said, according to your faith, be unto you. Faith is spiritual sight, the ability to see beyond the visible and into the realm of the unseen. What is faith? It's calling those things that be not as if they already here. So when we hold a vision with clarity and conviction, what we are doing is that we align ourselves with the universal power that brings it into form. When we hold a vision with clarity and conviction, we align ourselves with that power, that greatness that brings it into form. You call those things that be not as they're already here. Let's take a cue from Walt Disney's vision. Walt Disney was a visionary who saw possibilities long before they became reality. After the success of Disneyland in California, he dreamt of creating an even bigger and more immersive entertainment experience. That's Disney World in Florida. He envisioned a place where families could explore not just a theme park, but a complete world of imagination, innovation, and joy. Unfortunately, Walt Disney passed away in 1966, 5 years before Walt Disney World opened in Florida in 1971. So when the project was finally completed, someone remarked to his brother, Roy O. Disney, how unfortunate it was that Walt never got to see it. Listen to his response. Roy's response, that's his brother, captured the essence of his brother's visionary spirit. He said, "Oh, but he did see it. That's why it's here." Before a single brick was laid, Disney had already seen the entire park in his mind. He saw the joy, the experiences, the magic, all before it existed. His ability to hold the vision despite challenges and skeptics brought it into being. So if we can see it in our minds and believe it in our hearts, we can bring it to life. So what is that thing that you have seen in your mind and you think it's too big, it's too large, or it's too stressful, you can't do this? That's the seed that you have. If you can see it in your mind, believe it in your heart, you can bring it to life. Remember again, all things are possible to them that believe. Consider the artist who looks at a blank canvas. Their physical eyes see emptiness, but their inner vision sees a masterpiece waiting to emerge. Again, what are you seeing within? It's possible. You can bring it to pass. So imagine a person diagnosed with chronic illness may see only the symptoms, their pain, and the limitations their condition brings. That's all that is before them, the pain. They can't see beyond that. And you do not blame anybody in that, because it can be painful. They may feel hopeless and resigned to their suffering if they focus solely on what is. However, those who embrace the power of the inner vision see beyond their current state. A cancer patient undergoing treatment may envision themselves healed, strong, and vibrant once again, and not be distracted or focusing on what is outside. They see themselves walking on the beach, feeling the warmth of the sun on their skin, and enjoying time with loved ones. And when they hold onto this vision, allowing it to fuel their faith and determination, you know what happens? Their belief in healing, combined with medical care, positive mindset, and spiritual strength, creates the conditions for their body to move toward wholeness. In any situation, it's not only about sickness. The doctors may see statistics, the lab results, they are not looking good. And that is what is. That is the current situation. But the patient or anybody who sees themselves whole and well tap into a deeper power. Healing begins not just in the body, but in the mind and the spirit. Also, think of a person living in a small, limited situation, a struggling business, financial setback, or a personal limitation, who may only see again what is. That is, if you turn to the left, to the right, before, behind you, they're all limitations, lack. If they stay fixed on this reality, they remain confined by it. But again, there's a passage in the scriptures that says, "For we walk by faith, not by sight." This means looking beyond the present and seeing with the eyes of faith, the vision that perceives possibility, expansion, and transformation. In other words, whatever that is before you that is causing you pain, do not get fixated on that. Create space for light to come in. Create space for that power within to come forth. When we shift our focus from limitation to divine potential, we open the door for new opportunities and a greater reality to unfold. It's practice. And that's why we're all practitioners. We practice seeing the good, even in the midst of the situation. In this teaching, we encourage you to see beyond your current circumstance and envision the expansion that is already unfolding for you. Again, remember that the thoughts of the universe for you are thoughts of good. It's always about giving us an expected end. Do not be limited by what your physical eyes perceive. Look through the lens of faith and trust in greater possibilities. It's always unfolding perfectly for our good. Walk with the confidence that growth, abundance, and new opportunities are on their way. That's positive expectancy. It's constantly moving towards you. So when we align with the vision of growth rather than limitation of the present, doors begin to open. Yeah, it's painful. You've been in it for a long time. It's taking hold of you. But when we begin to see that little light and concentrate on that, you see things unfolding in quick succession for your own good. The mind becomes creative, solutions appear, and opportunities align with the vision we hold. So what do you see? What dream do you have? What are you holding on to? Expansion happens first in consciousness before it happens in the physical world. All things are possible to them that believe. As William Blake so profoundly stated, what is now proved what was only imagined. If you want to change tomorrow, begin to fill yourself with thoughts of good. Imagine good, great things now. The mind's eye, it's where all innovation, creativity, and transformation begin. Again, the same thing that we've been talking about, your thoughts. Your thoughts are powerful, they are creative. It is that part of us that imagines, dreams, and envisions possibilities before they manifest. And that's one great thing about this teaching, because we're always talking about filling ourselves with great thoughts, positive thoughts. And anytime we feel the negative engulfing us, we know how to change that thought, turn it around. Imagination is not fantasy. Again, it's the blueprint for reality. Every great creation was once a silent whisper in the mind of the dreamer. That thought, that dream, write it down. Put it where you see it every day. Because as you see it, the creative ideas would come within. Before anything takes place, shape in the physical world, it exists as a quiet thought, a vision seen only by the one who dares to dream. All great inventions, movements, and breakthroughs began in the mind of someone who refused to let their dream remain a whisper. So many of our dreams, our ambitions, are still in the safe. And why is that so? Because we probably think that we cannot achieve it, or we've not put it where we see it often. So to imagine is to hold the seeds of tomorrow in the hands of today. You have the keys to abundance, but you've not used it. You've not explored that. Remember when we talk about faith, it's trusting and moving. It goes with works. Imagination is not idle fantasy. It is the beginning of all creations. Just as an acorn holds the potential of a mighty oak, a single idea carries the power to shape the future, our future. The visions we nurture today, no matter how small, lay the foundation for what is to come. Seeing, believing, and becoming. Remember, you can do exceedingly abundantly and above. That idea is a seed. That thought is a seed. That dream is a seed. Have you locked the idea in a safe? Are you willing to open yourself to possibilities that are before you? As our thoughts take root and grow, they shape the reality we step into tomorrow. We've said this a number of times. What we focus on expands. Are you focusing on possibilities? Or you've allowed the news all around to overwhelm you? Our attention is like a magnifying lens, glass. Whatever we direct it toward grows in significance, energy, and influence. Focus on obstacles and struggles will multiply. You keep complaining about a situation, you would always find reason to complain. I don't know if you've had some experiences. You wake up in the morning and it's a challenge and you start complaining. If you're not careful, the whole day just lines up with such things because that's what we're seeing, that's what we're dwelling on. And it creates more to dwell on. When you focus on possibilities, the doors open where none exist. Expect limitation and you reinforce it. Expect expansion and you create space for it to unfold. Whatever we focus on expands. We want through this teaching to learn how to turn our backs to challenges and focus on the truth of who we are, on possibilities, which is always available. Again, this is not wishful thinking. It is fundamental principle of consciousness. We are students, we are practitioners. Wake up in the morning one day and just tell yourself, I'm going to focus on everything good, everything right. I'm going to see today from that angle, from that place of connection. And see how all through the day, everything you'll be seeing will be solutions, positivity, great things. Even when people see the odds, you will see the positive because that's what you attract. The mind filters reality based on expectation, meaning we see most clearly what we conditioned to look for. Seeing with the mind means holding a clear vision of success before it happens. Recognizing solutions where others see problems. Expanding our thinking beyond what seems possible today. The great innovators, artists, and leaders of history all shared this ability. They saw before the world believed. So if you want to change your life, begin by shaping the vision within. Once the mind conceives it, life moves to make it real. Let's talk about the power of perception, about seeing what we look for. Imagine two people walking through the same forest. One is afraid of getting lost. They see shadows between the trees. They hear unfamiliar sounds and perceive every unknown path as a potential danger. The other is curious and seeking beauty. They see sunlight filtering through the leaves. Notice the intricate patterns on the bark and hear the gentle rustling of life all around them. Both are in the same place, but their focus determines their experience. In life, we always find what we look for. Whether it's fear or opportunity, struggle or growth, you would always find what you looking for. The reason people get stuck in their current reality is that they fail to see beyond it. We fail to see beyond our nose. We fail to see beyond this situation. We fail to see the possibilities, the abundance, the wholeness that's already there. And all that is required is just the next step, the next affirmation, the next yay. But we are practitioners and we can do that. We can hold on. They look at their job, their finances, their relationship, their circumstances, and assume that it's all there is. But life expands in proportion to our vision. The person who only sees their current struggles will stay stuck in them. The person who sees only their current struggles, situation, will stay stuck in them. The person who sees a way forward, even when none appears visible, will eventually find one. The person who sees a way forward, even when none is showing, is visible, will eventually find one. Every great transformation, personal or global, begins with someone who refuses to accept what is as the only possibility. I refuse to let this be my situation. I refuse to be held down by this situation. I am too connected to be held down by whatever burden, whatever situation. You do not attract what you want. You attract what you focus on with unwavering certainty. Are you focusing on possibility? Do you even know that it's possible to be whole again, to rise again, to be abundant again? Doesn't matter the time, the age. Every and all things are possible, not some. All things are possible to them that believe. The mind is like a compass, always pointing in the direction of its dominant thoughts. We want to adjust our focus, and you adjust your destiny. Just shift the focus from failure, from it's not possible, from I've tried it many times and it's not worked. That I am a failure, that I'm too old, that nobody in my family ever exceeded this limit. Want to change our focus from all that negativity to all possibility. It's new every morning. I can do all things. I can change my thoughts. The works of my hands are powerful. I can do exceedingly abundantly and above. And we have the power to change our thoughts. In the grand design of the universe, energy flows where attention goes. Every situation holds two doors. one leading to expansion, the other to contraction. The door you see is the one you walk through. We know that life is not happening to us, it responds to us. It's work that we do. No one will do your work. Whatever is happening to us, we can change it. And the universe is always responding to what we place in its hands, to our thoughts. Life is not happening to us, life responds to us. We know through this teaching that even when we cannot see the path exists. Because if we just see with our physical eyes, we won't see beyond our nose. But with that sight, seeing from the mind, with our intuition, through that internal guidance system, we know all things are possible. Even when circumstances look limiting, infinite possibilities are possible and will remain, and they're available. Even when others doubt, the divine blueprint is unfolding perfectly. So what vision are you holding for yourself today? The lesson is seeing, believing, and becoming. We have been conditioned since childhood to see only what is just before us. We are taught to believe in the tangible, in what can be measured, seen, and proven. Society conditions us to define ourselves by the past, the track record. What's your track record? You're not good here, you're not good here. This is a track record. Every time you've turned out to be like this. And because that is your track record, you've wired yourself to believe that, and you're not expansive in your thoughts. We think, this is how I've always been, so this is who I must be. We accept limitations as truth. We hear, that's not realistic. You are not talented enough. People like us don't achieve things like that. We think, if I don't have success now, it must mean it's not meant for me. I've had situations where people say things, oh, if at this age I'm not a millionaire, now probably will not become one. And we're engulfing ourselves with the words that we speak. And we know the power in words. Reality is not fixed. It is created by those who see beyond what is and lean into what can be. I wish we could all go back in our quiet time and just put something on a plain sheet, what can be, and begin to write what can be, what you can become, and process that thoughts daily. It will become a seed, because as often as you look at it, ideas will come. So how do we break free from the illusion of limitation and step into the infinite possibility that's available? Number one is that we can change the question you ask yourself. Instead of saying, how do I deal with this situation? You can ask, what else is possible that I haven't considered? You know what happens? That questions will expand the mind. When we open ourselves to new answers, new paths emerge. We want to detach from the known, from the track record, from what we've been told, the labels. Many people resist change because they are more loyal to the current reality than their future potential. We are so used to what is that we do not want to give space to what can be. Some stay in jobs they do not love because it feels safer than the unknown. They hold on to old beliefs because it feels easier than questioning them. They settle for less because it's familiar. We've gotten so complacent. But greatness requires stepping into uncertainty and trusting life, which is perfect. What is only a snapshot of your life today. What can be is infinite. What you can become is infinite. It's just like a path that opens up. We want to cultivate inner vision. The only way to see beyond the circumstance of today is to develop inner sight. Use your imagination freely. Every great achievement was once a thought. Allow yourself to dream. Allow yourself to dream. Dream big. There's one time we had a program here we called BHAG, Big, Hairy, Audacious Goal. Make it big. Make it overwhelming that each time you think about it, you're like, how can this be possible? It means you have to lean on that power within. We want to visualize our highest self daily. Daily. Look at it as often as possible. Envision the highest, most expansive version of yourself each day. Highest, most expansive version of yourself each day. Just like the new technology, now update yourself daily. Every day you wake up, press that update button and update your features. There's so much more you can do. There's so much more you've been created with. There's so much more within you. And it just takes you stepping out. So envision the highest and most expansive version of yourself each day, not the self shaped by obligation, expectation, or limitation, but the self your soul longs to express. See beyond what the world has told you to be into the infinite potential of who you truly are. Feel it, embody it, and walk in alignment with the greatness that already exists within you. Another one is to surround yourself with expanders, people who believe in possibility. What they do is that they remind you of what is possible and reinforce abundance, growth, and infinite potential. That's why we like this gathering, we like the sharing. Because when we hear from others, we align to it. If this is possible, I can also do it. We want to always act as if. So once you start seeing greater possibilities, you start acting like it's real. It's not the situation now. You see it in the future. You're already expanding, acting, appropriating that into now. Speak as if it's coming. Make decisions from your future rather than that place of limitation. Take small aligned steps, knowing that every great journey begins with a vision before the road appears. Don't wait for everything to align. Take that step of faith. Seeing our desired life as already real aligns us with the creative force that brings it into existence. Seeing your desired life already as real aligns us with that power that brings it to existence. Again, this is not wishful thinking, but a focused belief that shapes reality. Like a seed containing the blueprint of a tree, our vision holds the potential for what is yet to unfold. Everything ever created first existed in the mind before manifesting into the world. So today, dare to see more. See more, dream more. Dare to imagine. Dare to dream. Dare to believe that what is, it's only the beginning. And what can be, it's waiting for you to claim it. I see, I believe, I create. You see, you believe, you create. And you can do it. And so it is.